If you clicked on this video, you're probably going through a lot of struggles right now with dating, thinking things are complicated, more complicated than they should be. You're not alone in that. We're gonna go into why things are so complicated, and then we're gonna give you some advice on what you should do to kind of combat the kind of game we're in right now. So Drew, why are things so complicated right now? Why is dating so complicated now compared to before?
Dating is complicated now because of one thing and one thing only, and that is social media. Social media has changed everything for the worse. Now, there's also things that social media has made easier in terms of communicating, different lines of communicating, options, stuff of that nature. But social media has changed the game entirely. It's changed it. I know everyone remembers how, the balloon pop started. We had people line up girls come up here, and we had a man that probably was very much a great guy. Green flags all across the board, but all 20 girls popped a balloon. It changed the game because now I feel like on social media everyone has an opinion. All right, it doesn't mean it's a good opinion, but still, opinion is an opinion. And if you have an audience of girls that are seeking advice about dating, and they're getting their dating advice from balloon pops, streamers, TikTokers, influencers, people that are high figures in society that do social media, then they're only going to find it in those platforms that give out bad dating advice. And I feel like bad dating advice has been taken very seriously. You got good guys coming up here on dating shows and showing 100% of themselves, being very vulnerable and telling them why they feel like they're the best option for this girl, and everyone is shooting them down because, one, chivalry is dead, and girls don't like being catered to as if they're a princess anymore. But at the same time, they do. It's very confusing. It's complex. So I feel like social media, in just a nutshell, has made the game complex because no one knows what they want anymore.
There's so much advice to where it's confusing. Some people will just tell you certain things, but the other people tell you not to do those certain things. So it can be really confusing to like just an average guy trying to navigate the world of dating, because it's a lot. You feel like if you be yourself and you be this nice guy, you might have a bad experience, not because of you, but because of the past relationship that other person has been into, and that affects you. Therefore, you start looking for answers. You start going into this world of trying to figure out what you're supposed to do, but you got people telling you different things. You got your friends telling you one thing. You might have someone in your life that, like a friend that's a girl telling you advice, right? It's a lot of advice out there. It's so confusing. So that's why I think it's so complex too. I think there's so much information being spread, so much misinformation being spread, that it's really rough. It's really rough to know what to do and know what to do right.
Another thing, I feel like no one truly knows what they want in relationships nowadays.
That's real.
I feel like, again, what I was saying with social media, a lot of girls and a lot of guys too, they really don't know what they want in a relationship. Social media is something where everyone is presenting themselves, and you can be a normal person, right? Just a normal person on social media posting about your life, and you see that there's a lot of people out there living a very successful lifestyle, or a lot of people out there that are either beautiful, tall, muscular, different realms of things, and you feel as if like you want that for yourself. Mm-hmm. So in the environment that you're in, either the guys or the girls that are in your environment, you feel as if they don't meet that same criteria as the ones that you see on social media, and that you judge them for it. When social media is not really it's not real all the time. It's a standard that is too high for certain people to achieve, and that not everyone is able to get to that level of, either beauty, that standard of beauty, that level of success. You got to meet people where they are sometimes. And I feel like social media kind of put out that standard where, everyone feels as if they should have that type of person. They should have that type of man. They should have that type of woman. I feel like it makes everything complex, because if you don't know what you want and you get into a relationship with someone that does, it just creates a lot of confusion. And I feel like that's the reason for a lot of this complexity in relationships nowadays.
Yeah, the piggyback off that with social media, dating apps has done so much damage to the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's done so much, because now that there's social media and there's dating apps, there's so many options, which is a good thing in a way, right? But also it can be a bad thing in a way, where it's like there's so many options that there's pressure now, right? Like if I walk into an ice cream shop and there's like, but you ever walk into an ice cream shop and there's like 100 flavors and you're just like, I don't even, this is kind of overwhelming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot, right? Or the simple flavors, like, you know. So what I'm trying to say with that is there's so much options now that there's so much pressure, right? Like there might be, you might go up and you might talk to this girl, right? And she might like you, but you're going to be compared to the guys that are sliding their DMs, this guy, blah, blah, liking her picture. Like, there's a whole bunch of, there's so many options for people nowadays that, I mean, like back in the day, we were talking about it, like back in the day, you know, it was kind of just like, oh, mutual friend, church group, something like that. Hit it off. You guys got things in common. You're like, you know what? Like, let's just see where it goes. Like, that's what it is. But now, because of the internet, so many options. You don't even got to meet these people. Before, it was just face to face. Everything was face to face. Now, it's just, everything's on the internet, social media, to a point where, like I said, there's so many options that you also don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't want to make the wrong choice. So that's going to complicate things compared to back in the day. You meet somebody in person, blah, blah, blah. You don't got 100 options waiting for you on your phone. It's just like, okay, seems like a cool guy. I'm invested. Let's see where this goes. But now it's like you don't got to be invested. You don't got to be invested anymore because you can just open your phone and there's probably someone there that you can probably just try with them, you know? So social media, man, it's definitely done a lot of things. Definitely done a lot of things to the game. Complicated things a lot. And, you know, it has its upsides for sure, like with the options. Like I said, it's sometimes a good thing, but really a lot of downsides make things complex.
Social media also kind of made it so that it's okay to not want a relationship, but also still want to be acquainted with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably some people out there that are really not ready for a relationship, you know, but it doesn't make you any less human to want to feel and aspire for human interaction, you know? It's cool, but there has been a culture of being in a committed relationship and do committed relationship things with people without there being some sort of title, some sort of something, and a lot of people were getting confused, and that's kind of also made relationships complex. In the same fact that I was saying before, a lot of people don't know what they want. All right, so we kind of use that thing where we're like, oh, I don't know, I'm not looking for a relationship, I don't know what I want, kind of as a default to when we are trying to get somebody to get a hint that, hey, I'm not really messing with you right, like kind of like that right now, but I still rock with you, but like not in that way right now. There's a lot of people having commitment issues right now. Commitment issues is a big thing that confuses a lot of people, and I feel like social media is something that kind of sparked that movement of, you know, situationships, not being ready for a relationship but still wanting that person to be around.
Yeah.
Which creates a lot of complex emotions and complex feelings for people to just understand.
I could have said this in the social media part I just talked about, but I'll just keep going because it kind of relates. But just like technology, I know I might sound old saying that, but like, bro, there was a time when you would go on a date with a girl, go on a date with anybody, you would drop them off, right? And then you would go home, and there really wasn't too many ways of contacting them. There wasn't really too many ways. Like, yeah, I guess, you know, you had like the house phone, calling the house phone, but in reality, like, you guys had space. You guys had time. And now, because technology is obviously so advanced, we're like just texting, and, you know, people like expect you to be texting them 24/7, their social media, to a point where now it's like you're not really getting that space. And also, because social media is so prevalent, like before it was cool, like, you know, I didn't see this person for this many days until our next date, but now it's like people get mad if you don't like an Instagram post or if you don't like a story, or now it's like you're going on there, they see you on Instagram, maybe you didn't respond to them, but before that would have never been a problem. It was just like, oh man, I had a great time, can't wait to see him again, can't wait to see that person again. But now it's just like, it's so much more complicated now, because now it's like, well, I sent him a text, why didn't he respond? He's active on Instagram. It's just stuff like that. It's just, that was never there before, right?
It was not.
So the constant technology and the constant, need for communication has changed. It never used to be like that. So there's no space anymore, right? And now I guess expectations have increased. People want you to be in contact sometimes all the time, right? And that's not how things should be. You need space, right? You need space. Even if you don't think you need space from your partner. That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have that space sometimes to appreciate them and to understand, just how much fun you have when you're with them compared to when you're not with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely complicated things too. Is there anything you could say about that too that I'm missing about that part?
I feel like the need to post your significant other on Instagram, any story of any kind, in order for me to give you validation that I like you is dumb to me.
Right.
I feel like it's dumb. I honestly think it's just like, if I show you like time and time again why I like you, and time again that I want this to work, why do I have to show everybody on my social media platforms that I like you? It just doesn't. I never thought that was a thing that needed to be done. I thought my relationship between you was between me and you. You feel me? Now that I'm posting you, I feel like, now I'm making everything between not just me and you. I feel like everyone has an opinion on what me and you do. I don't want everyone to have an opinion on what you and I do. That's not something I do. I understand it now because we're in an age where social media is just like kind of, taking over our lives, and people feel like, getting posted is a sign of like me just like putting you out there, showing everyone like, yo, I'm with her, and I don't want nobody getting any idea that I'm entertaining anything else other than being with her. Like, I can understand that. Like, I'll post you once or twice.
Yeah, I get that.
But like having the need to do so, and having the need to do so in order to be like, yo, this is like legit. Like, he's posted me, now it's legit. Nah, that's dumb. I don't think it's a need. Like, I understand where it would validate you at some point in time, but like, I feel like we gotta grow out of that. For sure.
But that comes from social media as well, just comparison. Like, people are gonna go on there and they're gonna see, oh, look what he did for her, look what she did for him. Why is my partner not doing that?
Bad.
Right? And that's another reason that it's more complex too, because you're seeing what someone else does, and it's like you're putting those expectations on someone else. When in reality, maybe there's some good things though. Like, yeah, maybe, if you're being a bad boyfriend, there's someone being a good boyfriend on there. Like, yeah, I get that. But like, for the most part, it's just like comparison. What do they say? I think comparison is the thief of all joy or something like that. And social media is constant comparison. It's constant. Look at this relationship. Look at this couple. Why am I not getting that? This person got posted. Why am I not getting posted? You know what I mean? Oh, this person did it like this. This person didn't post me. What are my friends gonna think about that? It's so many layers to the game now. So many layers to the thing. So many emotions that you need to worry about now. I feel like, And like I said before, it was simple. It was just like, hang out. You're gonna have a good time, right? Drop them off, right? When you see them again, that's the next time you contact, unless you got on the phone, like you phone call, right? You got on the phone and you set up the next hangout. But now I said there's so many little things in between that can jeopardize and make someone feel unwanted, uncared for, which is gonna, to confuse things, So there's definitely more layers to it. Like before, I think it used to be a lot more simple. It was just like meet somebody, hit it off, like, you know what, like, let's see where this goes. But now it's like, well, I got this person trying to text me. I got blah, 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 so many options. I'm sliding through Tinder, I'm sliding through Hinge. So many options. Is this the right one? Should I entertain this? Should I entertain that? That's confusing. Just the constant communication now. Like, just because you can communicate all the time, because we got iPhones, we got whatever, I don't think you need to. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think you need to. Say there's a guy watching this right now. He's going through this situation. He's just like, man, I keep getting into relationship after relationship. It's not working out. I feel like I'm doing the right things. I feel like I'm doing blah, 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 but it's just not working out. You got any advice where he might feel like it's complicated? You got any advice for him? You got any simple advice just to make things easier for him?
Brody, the game changes every year, every month, every week. In fact, the game changes so much. You got to stay on your toes. You probably are not doing anything wrong. You probably see yourself not doing anything wrong.
You're probably not,
And
bro.
the thing is that the game changes so fast that the girl probably just like saw something on Instagram or saw something within her mind was like, I don't really know if I like that anymore. It could happen, bro. It's honest. The game changes so much that the things like chivalry was something that was just so high, something that was, everyone was trying to do, but like, I ain't gonna lie, it's dead, bro. It's dead. It is.
Yep.
And it's a bad thing, but at the same time, it's something that you don't want to completely take out of your repertoire. You feel me? It's just something that you don't want to do too much in high volume. So I would say understand the game. You got to really understand where it's been taken to, what things what other people are using in order to get to certain goals and certain destinations. So you can implement that in your bag, so that when I see this girl and I really like her, and I know her vibe is really immaculate, I'm gonna use these steps, and then try to bag it. But at the same time, like, yo, you're probably not the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just being honest. You're probably not the problem, but you still got to understand how the game works, because it will change.
Right, and to say something like that, if you're struggling dating right now, you feel like things are complex, I think you need a mindset shift, right? I think you need to understand, like he just said, that it's not all about you, right? Just because things are complex right now doesn't mean that you're making a whole bunch of mistakes. It really probably isn't you, like he said. It really probably isn't you. So you got to stop taking things so personal, right? If you try to talk to someone and you feel like you did everything right, who knows what's going on in their life? Who knows what they just saw? Who knows what experiences they've had in the past? So don't take it personal, right? Go into every relationship, just do what you think is right, be the person that you think you should be, and if it don't work out, it's not on you, it's on them, right? Who knows what they're going through, like I said. And just because the game is more complex right now, right, because of all the things I said, doesn't mean that there's not good, viable options out there. Like, just because all this is happening, where there's this thing happening and making people confused, doesn't mean that there's not a good partner out there for you, and then you're not gonna be able to find one that doesn't do these things, right, or isn't confused, right, and knows what they want. It's a mindset change. Don't take things personal, and understand that just because things aren't working out doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. There's going to be someone that comes around and is different and does things that you feel like a person should do for you.
So what did y'all think about what we had to say? Did you think it was valid? As always, you can like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because you never know when this might help. And as always, I'm Drew.
I'm Wu.
And we're out.